Let me share this streaming, the YouTube link to the group. Okay, I think then we are ready to start in just about a minute time. Just 7 people. Okay, 28. Not even up to 50. It's shocking. What's the problem, guys? Is it that hedging has hedged you guys? Or people are afraid of this class? I don't know.
Asking us
Hello?
to, we asked to join. Easy.
Oh, okay, people are still joining, Abby.
Because we have to ask you to add us to join.
I'm adding people. That's the thing. I'm adding everybody as it is now. I'm adding. Right now, there is no, I don't think there is anybody. Okay, 7 more people admit. I've admitted 7 more persons, so we are 35 now. Admit, it's 9 o'clock exactly. So, okay, we are just going to start. Let me share my screen. Once you can see my screen, you let me know. You can see my screen now. Okay, that's great. That's great. So, someone wants to join. So, because of the way I planned, we are going to start now. I told you I wanted to teach you everything before we start attempting past question, but because of what you guys said last week, I have adjusted my pattern. Okay, and I think it's still for the good of all. So I sent you a material today. I picked one question from the pack. I picked a question from 2014, question number 7. We are going to look at this question. So please, everybody, you guys can hear me clearly, right? Everybody, please ensure you get your writing materials with you. You get your notes, your calculator, and if you are the type that solve on a rough sheet, you get that ready like you are in a class setting. Don't just put it in your ear like you are listening to radio. Okay, the reason is this question, you are going to be the one to solve it. I want you to be engaged. You understand? Like I want to carry you along. So you're going to be the one to solve it. And the first thing we are going to do now is somebody should volunteer to read that question for us. Somebody should volunteer to read it. The question, you all have it. I shared it to the group, but I can also show it here. If you want to read it from my screen or from your screen or from your phone or whatever, somebody just read it for us. I'm waiting.
I will read.
Time is not there. Okay, read.
Can I read, sir?
Read. Go ahead.
Question 7. Question
Yes,
7, right?
Yes,
Build
go ahead.
Nigeria. I start, sir. Build Nigeria
You
PLC.
can go ahead.
Okay. Build Nigeria PLC, BNP, is a giant construction company with head office in Kano, Nigeria. It is involved in construction of roads, dams, airfields, etc. in many parts of the country. Recently, the company won construction contracts across a number of African countries. One of the contracts is for the construction of a dam for a country in Central Africa whose currency is Central African dollar, C dollar. The dam has now been completed and the retention money of $210 million C dollar is due for settlement in 1 year's time. The current spot exchange rate is 40 C dollar, which is equal to 1 naira. Risk-free rate is 5% in Nigeria and 25% in the foreign country. The Chief Finance Officer, CFO of BNP, is worried about the above financial statistics and concluded that BNP will lose as much as 840,000 naira due to exchange rate movements between now and the end of the year when the retention money is received. You are required to explain all relevant calculations how the CFO arrived at the potential loss of 840,000 for marks. B. In another contract, is that all right as you read the B, sir?
Go ahead. Read everything.
In another contract.
We'll take it one after the other.
Okay, sir. In another contract in a country in the ECOWAS sub-region with currency of dollar, West Africa dollar, BNP expects the following payments and received in 6 months' time. Expected payment, 450 million. Expected receipt, 750 million. You are provided with the following financial data. Spot exchange rates. Naira to West African dollar. One West African dollar is equal to 1.4735 to 1.4755. Money market rate in percentage. Nigeria, 13.25. Borrowing, 16.5. West African country, 6.5. That is deposit. They're borrowing 10.4. You are required to show how BNP can make use of money market hedge to mitigate the foreign exchange risk inherent in the above payment and receipts. Show all workings and the necessary steps. 7 marks. The C part.
The final one.
Help me scroll up a little bit, sir. Okay.
Discuss. That's the bottom. That's the bottom.
Yeah, I can see it now. Discuss 2 advantages and 2 disadvantages of forward exchange contracts. 4 marks.
Okay.
That's us.
So, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
It's my pleasure, sir.
Why is somebody asking me if there's no Google Meet? I've sent the link now. On myself. Oh, wow. I've sent the link, please. Please join. I mean, this person did not check the WhatsApp group. Okay, thank you very much, ma, for that read. So guys, guys, do you understand what they are requesting for in this question, first of all? Because 17 people, my God, sorry. Because I mentioned it some time ago that when you see a question, first of all, understand what they are requesting for, right? So do you understand this question?
Yes, sir.
The first question, we are looking at A. You understand the question, good. So like I told you, I want you to get your book and your pen ready because you'll be the one solving it. Maybe after we are done, I can just, or if there's anything that is too difficult, which I don't think there should be, I can go to my Excel, but you are the one solving it. So anybody that is not in this class, you are missing out. except you, maybe you guys can share the person, share your computation with the person, but I'm not going to have a note that I will share with you on this question. Do you get me? So solve it out for your own reference purpose. You go back to it and solve it again and solve it again. That's how you pick up everything, right? So I want you to do it. I don't want to do it. You will be the one to do it. You understand? I will only guide you. That said, so given this equation that we have and this question that we have seen here, what comes to your mind when you see this? Number one, what comes to your mind when you are thinking about hedging? What comes to your mind? When you are thinking about hedging, what comes to your mind? I don't forget, last week we were learning about forward rate agreements, right? That was where we ended the class. Hopefully we're able to treat the things I want to do quickly and we'll move to that. That was one of the reasons I started the class on time. Okay, so what comes to your mind when you see this question? For me, assuming I don't know it, and I'm facing this again, I'm seeing an exchange rate hedging, right? That's the first thing. So the first thing that you should look out for is, what are you hedging? What are you hedging? You are seeing exchange rates hedge here, right? You are seeing a cross-border transactions and you are seeing exchange rate hedge. So number one, the first thing is to understand the problem, right? Get your note and be writing. Later on, I will dictate a few things to you, but for now, I'm explaining. So you can also write down one or two things from what I'm explaining. So Build Nigeria PLC is due to receive how much? 210 million in what? 1 year. You remember when we were doing our exchange rate hedge, I told you your timing is important. And I gave you a formula. And in that formula, I always included T, right? So now you know that you have a time period. So the time that Build is expecting this money is true or true. The answer is true, okay? Now, what they are worried about is that the exchange rate risk might change unfavorably, right? They are worried that exchange rate rather might change unfavorably. That means there is a potential for exchange rate risk. Please off your videos. You guys are beautiful. You are very fine. Some of you even resemble Dangote. I'll be Dangote successor. But please off your video. I am not interested in seeing your faces. Let's just learn. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so they are worried about the exchange rate risk, right? That's what they are worried about. So the exchange rate might change in an unfavorable way. In the question, they gave us the spot rate, right? I'm going back to the question. They say the current spot rate is equal to $40 to 1 naira, right? This is, so you get $40 in Build exchange, and then you get is equal to 1 naira. So if this is the case, what is our exchange rate value? The spot exchange rate, what is it? Dollar to naira. Give me the value. You are writing, and I'm explaining the problems to you. So if I were you now, all the things that I'm saying now, will just be writing it. The problem. One, Build PLC wants to receive this. I've mentioned that. Number two, they are concerned about exchange rates, right? 2014 question 7. 2014 question 7 is even here. You don't need to go to Pathfinder to look for it. Just go to the group. I've sent it to the group already. You get, somebody is asking what here is the question. Go to the group. I've sent it to the group already. You don't need to get it. Maybe in your own time, you can download it, or if you have it already, you can look it up, or you have a question in the group already, right? So as I was explaining, you should be writing. So now we have the exchange rate. They say $40 should $40 exchange for one naira. So what is the exchange rate, guys? You are the one solving, and we have started solving. So give me the exchange rate. $40 to 1 naira. What is the exchange rate? Or 1 naira to $40. What is the exchange rate? Give me in rate now, not in the currency value that I'm mentioning. Yeah? Come on, guys, you are solving. You know the reason why I'm bringing in this approach? Because some of you say that everything what we are doing from your last the feedback I got from the last class, that you are just following, you are not actually picking it up. So I want you to be involved. That's why I'm not punching it in my Excel right now. I want you to be the one solving. If I hear 2 or 3 people give me the same answer, then I'm fine, because I've already done the solving on my own. But I want us to work together. You get? So I want you to be involved, not just that side. How? So that's what I'm saying. Give me the exchange. Exchange rate is not difficult now. It's just the naira over the dollar. So somebody tell me the value.
Zero
Is
point
it?
zero
Zero
two
point zero
five.
two five.
These are the things I want to hear now. So if they ask you dollar to naira now, you will not know, and they say 1,000. This thing, you know it. So 0.025 is the rate, right? So our spot rate is 0.025. It's the same thing as 1 over 40. Are we good on that?
We are very
Yes,
much good,
sir.
sir. We are
Okay,
good on
good.
that, sir.
Now, the question went further. It said that the risk-free rate is 5% in Nigeria and 25% in the foreign country, right? It's 5% in Nigeria and 25% in foreign country. I'm going now to my notes. Please, if you are not contributing to this class, please mute
Mute
yourself.
now.
Put your mic and your video mute, please.
Mr. Abubakar, you know they here. Off your camera now. What is happening?
So this formula now, you should write this out. You should write this out. Oh, who is this person now? Why
You are
now? Come on.
disturbing us.
Chief,
Please
you are
mute.
disturbing us, please. Please, sir. Anybody that disturb you, just mute the person and remove the person.
Okay, sir. Sorry, this guy that just spoke, I don't know your name. Yeah, there's this program I watch online. Sometimes I just see it. I think he's I forget it, but he just sound like somebody in that program. I think Moses is the guy's name, where they have Flora, Charity, and all those kind of things.
Okay, visa on
I don't know,
arrival.
maybe some of you have seen it.
Visa
Yeah,
on
that guy
arrival.
sound like Moses. Yes.
And
The
Chinyi,
guy just sound like Moses. If you are not ready to pay, I will remove you from this place. Okay, my brother, I head back to what we are doing now. So uh so take this formula down. Take this formula down. The interest rate parity. Are we good? Have we all taken it down? We all know it now, right? So the formula says your spot rate is equal, your forward rate, right, is equal to the spot rate times 1 plus the interest rate of the domestic country divided by 1 plus the spot rate of the foreign currency, right? And the interest rate of the foreign currency. Do we all have that formula down?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Have we
yes, sir,
taken
we
it down?
do.
Good
Yes, sir.
now.
Yes, sir.
Now come
No,
to
sir, please.
come. This thing is in your notes, brother. I've shown you this thing before, but please, for the sake of time, let's continue. Take it down quickly. Take it down quickly. If you are done, let me know.
Yes, sir. Forward, sir.
All right. So if you come back to this question, you look at your current spot rate, right? We say is 0.025. So in that formula, you will now go down and write S is equal to 0.025, right? Now they've given us risk-free rate of the two countries. Now, this risk-free rate, some people will now go and mix it. Build Nigeria PLC. Build Nigeria PLC. So it means build is dealing with which of these rates here? What is the risk-free rate that affects build?
The one in
5%.
Naira.
5%.
5%. That's not Nigeria.
5%.
5%.
5%.
5%.
Exactly. So build is the domestic country we are looking at now, Abi.
Yes, sir.
Build is the domestic
Yes, sir.
country. So from your formula here, where you have Aru US, that's in this case it will be Aru NG, right? That's Aru Nigeria. So your Aru US should be 5%. Have you taken that down?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good. Automatically, you know what the foreign currency, foreign interest rate is now, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Now, T is what? They told us for 1 year, right? They
Yes,
mentioned
sir.
it somewhere, and I already explained that. So now it means that you have everything you need for this formula, right? You have everything you need for this formula. So I want you to apply it and give me the answer. I want you to apply it and give me the forward rate that will agree for this.
Sorry,
The
sir.
implied forward
My
rate.
next, uh, oh,
Sorry,
I don't
sir.
know.
You are talking about T. I didn't see
It's
T in the formula.
0.021.
0.021. Sorry, okay, 0.021.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I
sir.
they say out of the mouth of two or three, the truth is established. Abi. So if I two or three persons tell me 0.021, I'm good. So 0.021,
0.021.
I'm
0.021.
Sir, the people
so we have that answer.
let them explain to us.
Okay, so no. Before they explain to you, I want to know what you got. What did you get? You that want us to explain to you, what did you get?
Sir, actually, you made mention of T, and there's no T in the formula, so
Good.
mine is
T
That was
is
my
always in
same
that formula.
question.
Somebody asked me that question last time, and I told you that there is always T. But when T is 1, there is no need to change it, to put it there. So in this formula, they are assuming that T is 1, right? But however, T can be maybe 9 months, 5 months, 6 months. Then you prorate it accordingly. However, if you impute 1 raised to power 1 in this formula, in any way that you do it, if you impute raised to power 1, yeah, it is still going to be the same answer. So whether you put 1 or you don't put 1, you should be having the same answer. Do you get me, sir?
0.02. That's what I
yes, sir.
got.
Good. So do we all agree now?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Zero
sir.
point
So if,
two
for
one.
example, the T is not 1, we
Yes.
just want to raise the formula or power that number that is the T, right?
Yes.
All right, thank you,
So
sir.
so you have your T now, right? You have your forward rate. So you know the forward rate. What is the forward rate? Is the rate
Sir,
that we agree today to be
hello, sir.
exercised in the future. Yes, I'm with you.
Sir, sorry for bringing you back. Sir, this forward rate, my own is still giving me 0.84.
No, you are wrong.
I know I'm
Zero
wrong,
Look
sir.
at your
I want to
equation
know.
and calm down. Everybody
Start
calm
with the
down. Calm down.
0.2.
Multiply by
Everybody calm down.
0.25.
Everybody calm down. Calm down. Tell me,
I'm
look
with
at
the
your
lecturer. I'm not with
equation
you
and
guys.
calm down, please. Look at your equation and your formula and tell me how you applied each of the values.
Oh, sorry.
S is equal to what? From your solving now, S is equal to what?
From my study of the formula,
Your formula, yes. S is equal to what?
0.025 bar.
Then you have the numerator. That is 0.025 multiplied by the numerator of that bracket. The numerator is what? 1 plus what?
Is 1 plus 0.05.
Okay. The denominator is what?
Denominator is 1 plus 0.25.
No, you are wrong.
Okay, that
Is
maybe
it
this is where I got it wrong.
0.25 or 0.025?
No, 0.
Okay,
Okay,
25%.
that's 25%. So
Yeah,
it's
0.25.
0.25. You are right.
Yes, sir.
Now work out that value first. Do 1.05 divided by 1.025.
All right, sir. 1.05 divided by 1.25. That's 0.84.
Multiplied by 0.025.
0.021.
So are we good?
Very much good to go, sir. Thank you.
Good to go. Good to go,
All
sir.
right.
Good to go, sir.
Okay.
Good to go.
Okay. So I believe everybody have met us here now. So the next thing is, you remember what we discussed when we're talking about the forward rates, right? You said the forward rate is a rate you agreed now that will be exercised at the future. So this is the price that you have agreed. And this is the rate that you have agreed in the future. Now, what is the size of your contract? What is the size of your contract? The notional value of this contract. Somebody tell me.
10 million.
10 million, no. It's not 10 million
It's
now.
210 million.
210.
210. So in the future, you will receive the notional value is 210. So now we have an exchange rate that we have agreed for that future, right? That is one. Take that one, keep it one side, right? Your futures rate, you have agreed it. Now bring in the size of this thing, the 210 million. Keep it one side. Now we have a spot rate, which is the rate that we have agreed today. Which is the current market rate as at today. The market rate as at today is what? 0. What?
0.25.
0.25.
0.025. Now,
Yes.
the value now, the value, excuse me, that's good. We have identified what we need going forward. The value now will now be what? The value of the contract now will now be the size of the contract multiplied by the current exchange rate, which is the spot rate. So you have 210 million multiply 0.025. You have that one. Then you now look at your futures rate. What will your futures rate be? The value. It will now be that same 210 million multiply that future rate that you agreed. So somebody do that for me. Give me the two values. Do you understand what I just said?
Yes, sir.
So I have a question. Good evening, sir.
Go ahead and ask your question.
Please,
Go ahead and
how
ask your
did we
question.
get our contract size, please?
It's in the question now.
But I'm not
It's in
seeing
the
it.
question now.
But I'm not
See the
seeing
question.
it.
Can you see my screen? The question there says, the dam has now been completed and the retention money is 210 million. Is due for settlement in 1 year. So you know that settlement amount, right? That's your notional value. That's in this case, it is the value of the whole contract. So you are going to agree a rate that will be used on that value in the future. You get. So this, it is here in the question. Can you see it now? Can you see it? Okay, she's not with us. Somebody continue, please. The one what I've
I'm
asked you.
seeing it, sir.
The
Sorry,
value is
million.
5,250,000.
5,250,000.
Yes.
That's the value, sir. 5
5
Then
million
the
million
second is
250,000. 4,410,000. So do the
Sir, sorry, the
difference
second
between
one.
that.
840.
840. 840.
840. So do you now see how the CFO
sir.
arrived at that value? So the CFO is now saying that if we agree that future rate, that we will be losing 840 million naira. Do you get?
So we've gotten the value, but we
Yes.
didn't get the second one that you asked us to calculate to.
This is 0.021 times 210 million now. Do that now. 0.021 times 210 million.
The first one is value, sir. This one that you asked us to compute is what? The name.
That's the value of the value in the future. The value in the future. This
Okay,
called the
sir.
other, the 5.2 million is current value. The value in the future is what?
Get it. That's
So
4
use
million
the
400.
futures rate. Yeah, so now that 5.2 million minus the 4.4 million. So do we have our answer? 840 million.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Okay.
Sir, please.
So
Please,
I'm with you.
500.
Hmm?
Hello, sir. The 500,
Yes.
the
I'm
5,
with
the 5 point something million you talked about. How did they get about it? How did they come about it?
Somebody explain to our sister, please. Somebody explain to her.
Come again, please. Your question again, sis.
The 5.2 million. How did they come about it?
Okay. You know what happened is that the sports race, which is the rate now, is it has been given to us, which is 0.025. Do you get it? Then the future rates that we agree on, that is when we use the formula to get, which we arrive at 0.021. We have two rates now, the sports rate and the future rate. Do you get it?
All right, I've gotten it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I've
Okay.
gotten it. Thank you.
So what was the question in this place? They say the chief finance officer or BNP is worried about the financial statistics and concluded that BNP will lose as much as 840 due to exchange rate movements between now and the end of when the retention money is received. You are required to explain, showing all relevant calculation, how the CFO arrived at the potential loss of 840. So he arrived at this loss because the rate in the future is lower than the current spot rate. And we arrived at the rate in the future using the interest rate parity, which was discussed earlier. Right? Which was discussed earlier. I decided not to do this. I want you guys to do it because I want you to be involved.
So
I
come back for
want
the
you to
explanation.
be
Thank you.
Too
involved,
much.
and now
Too much.
you get everything. So we are not stopping here. We'll go ahead and solve B. Then C, I dash you number C, right? I dash you number C. But let me
Sir,
see,
please
maybe
come
I
back for
can
the
still.
explanation of A, sir. Hello, sir.
Number A now. Somebody help me. I don't want
The
to be
explanation,
explaining
sir.
it. Somebody, yes, explain. Somebody should tell me how are you going to interpret your results now? That is what you are asking me. So somebody interpret this result for him. Interpret it.
Hello.
All right, sir. The results means
Okay.
that, okay, is if you are taking your money, as in if you are comparing the spots, the value of the investment now, it is higher than if you allow that investment to stay for the next 1 year, whereby the value will drop. And the reason for the value dropping is as a result of this exchange rate, which we got using both the spot rate and the forward rate to times the value of the investment. So it now means that it is better to take your money now currently than to leave the money to stay for additional 1 year. As it stays, it reduces the value.
Are we good, my brother?
Good to go, sir.
Okay. So now I want you to just add this brief note under your answer. The CFO got the potential loss by comparing the current value of the expected 210 million. The CFO got the potential loss by comparing the current value of the expected 210 million. The CFO got the potential loss by comparing the current value of the expected 210 million to its future Naira value based on interest rate parity. The CFO got the potential loss by comparing the current value of the expected 210 million to its future Naira value based on interest rate parity, in brackets IRP. In brackets IRP. Full stop. Now you can make this as a paragraph or continue from there. Because interest rates are higher in the foreign country, the foreign currency is expected to depreciate. I also made a statement similar to this in my notes when I was teaching this. I say, there's a place I mentioned it in my note. I was trying to look at. So when you have but because of time, I will just leave it. Maybe if you read it, you will get it. So the last statement I made, I said because interest rates are higher in the foreign country, the foreign currency is expected to depreciate, right? And that is what the situation that we have here as well. So please, if there is anybody that does not understand, you are just joining us or anything, follow up with, please recap on the points, sir. Recap on which points, Madam Magdalene? Please speak up. Which of the points, ma?
Okay, sorry, the one that you just explained, I missed some parts. The
I
CFO
say
got
because interest. Oh, the one I dictated.
yes, please. I made some points while you were
Where did you
dictating.
stop? Where did you stop? Where did you
I think you
stop?
said the current value of the expected loss of 10 million.
Okay. To its
It's 210
future
million.
Naira value. To its future Naira value based on interest rate parity. Based on interest rate parity.
Thank you,
Are we
sir.
together? Then I continue. I say because interest rates are higher in the foreign country, the foreign currency is expected to depreciate. This one is just Jara. You don't need to write it in exam, but just to aid your understanding. Okay, so we are good with this. So let's look at question number 2.
Is it solution to A?
Yes. What do you think we've been doing since?
Oh God. I got this one, sir.
You find it
Eh?
easy. That's why it's active.
I say I got it. May go ahead. I can make they give me this type question.
Okay. Okay. That's good. I like the confidence. Now, this is what I wanted. Ah, my brother, you're on fire. He said he wants I can't give him this kind of question.
Sir, this is a past question, right?
Yes, it's a past question.
No.
Like my brother said, they will bring it in Jesus' name.
Amen. No, amen.
The idea is not to hope that they bring a particular question. The idea is to understand the whole logic behind it. You get. So I needed to refine my approach to the lectures and everything because of your views last week. And I think if we work like this, it will be better for us.
Sir, you
So that
refine it
doesn't
and
mean I
it works.
cannot repeat question. Hmm? That doesn't mean I cannot repeat questions. They do. Actually, I've been a beneficiary of it. I think in 2018, right, when I was writing PSAF, there is this question that just came out word for word. And that morning, because PSAF was so big, I don't know how you guys are coping with it, but it was one of the questions that's really that the subject that I really did not even have any interest in. So what I did was I said, God, just take control of this one. I was just reading past. I didn't touch I can pack. I'm not saying you should do that, please. I didn't touch pack. Even class, I wasn't paying too much attention. My only thing was I was solving all the past questions, the Pathfinder, as much as I can. That was what I was doing. Anything I don't know, I browse online. That I didn't read back. So that morning of the exam, I think PSF was the first question. I just woke up very early, around 5. I said, okay, let me still touch one or two past questions before I go for this exam. And as God will have it, that's one of the questions I solved that morning was what came out in question number 1. As in, when I say it was what came out, the only thing that they changed, maybe that past question, when I studied it, it was A and B limited. In this other one, it was XYZ limited. It was just the name of the companies or any other thing that is involved in that question that is changed. Values, everything was intact. So because it's a question that I've solved multiple times, I just went to the back of my booklet and I wrote the answer and I say, if I don't arrive at this answer, we die here. So I solved that question and I arrived at that answer. I say my 30, is it 35 mark or 30 mark? I said, this one is sure fair. This one is sure first. And I think at the end of the day, that was one of the subjects I got the highest mark ever in ICANN. So I'm not going to tell you what I got, though I did not win prize, but don't worry. So what I'm telling you is important, but don't put your mind to it too much. If you carry on for mind, because I wasn't expecting it, but it happened. If you carry it in mind and when you don't see something familiar, just know the concept, know what to do, okay? All right. Don't worry, you get more than 50. Okay, so let's go. Let's go to question B. So question A. So question A is something we have treated before. Question B is something we have not actually looked at. Though I intended to, it's something that is in my view to bring into you guys, but it's good. It's still good. I'll teach it here, right? But what you will do is, because of the way I saw the question, I think I started looking at these questions yesterday. It's in my own personal notes. I didn't have the time, sufficient time to type it into this note, right? I didn't have sufficient time to type it into this note. It's in my one of my old notes. So when I saw the question, I say, this, I just went to refresh my memory and then I got it. So what I'm going to do for you is I will dictate this note. It's a very, I think, 1-page note. I will dictate it to you, how to do money market hedging and everything. Then we will now use the approach to attempt this question. Are we good? So
We
please.
are very good, sir.
Okay, so please, then what I want you to do, you need to write fast. I know I'm somebody that will, if you tell me where you are, I will come back and this, but please write fast for the sake of time. Okay, So we are looking at the topic now is going to be foreign exchange risk management. Then you put hyphen money market hedge. Foreign exchange risk management, money market hedge. Okay, so this is a strategy companies and investors use to protect them. Are we together?
Yes, we are together, sir. This is a strategy.
Okay. Please, if you are not contributing to my class, mute. Mute, please. This is a strategy, a key strategy companies and investors use to protect themselves from unfavorable changes in exchange rates. This is a key strategy companies and investors use to protect themselves from unfavorable exchange rates when they have foreign currency receivables and payables in the future. Take note, if I were you, you see that foreign currency receivables and payables, just maybe put on a mark, or if you have something like highlighter with you, just highlight it. It's a very important part of it. This is a key strategy
Sir,
companies and
please, can you
investors
come
use to
again?
protect themselves. I'm taking it again. I'm coming again. I'm coming again, ma. Second tenure. This is a key strategy companies and investors use to protect themselves from unfavorable changes in exchange rates. This is a key strategy companies and investors use to protect themselves from unfavorable changes in exchange rates when they have foreign currency receivables and payables in the future. Please, if you are a very fast writer here, if you are a very fast writer and you are sure that you are getting everything, you will do me a favor. I would have taken a screenshot with my phone and sent to you guys, but my writing is very bad. I can understand everything I'm writing, but I can't vouch for you. You understand whether you will see it. I can see everything clearly. But if you know you have a good writing and you have when you are done with the class, please take a snapshot of your notes. It shouldn't be too long. Take a snapshot of your note and send to the class. I'm saying this to the group, or send to me so I can share to all the groups, because I know you guys are in different groups, right? Send to me, I'll send to all the groups, so that for those that will miss one or two things, you can update your notes. So if you know that you are missing something, instead of dragging us to back, don't worry, we'll have a follow-up for you, right? So write as much as you can understand, then later you update your notes, right? That doesn't mean you shouldn't tell me to repeat if I'm not too far from where you are, but if I've gone way too far, don't drag us too back, please. This is a key strategy companies and investors use to protect themselves from unfavorable changes in exchange rates when they have foreign currency receivables and payables in the future, right? This strategy in the future, full stop. This strategy uses domestic and foreign interest rates and the money market rates. This strategy uses domestic and foreign interest rates and the money market rates. When after money market rates, you put brackets, short-term borrowing and lending. Short-term borrowing and lending. This is a then you close the bracket after lending. This is a strategy. Sorry, this strategy uses domestic and foreign interest rates and the money market rates, in brackets, short-term borrowing and lending, you close the brackets, instead of using derivatives like forward contracts. So what this is simply saying is that you use the money market hedge. I am explaining and I am dictating, so you should be able to know when I'm doing either of them. Now I am explaining what I have read to you, right? What this money market hedge is saying now is that instead of using forward contracts and other derivative contracts to hedge, you are not going to use that. You are going to use the lending and borrowing rates in the countries involved to do your hedging. This only applies when it is a cross-border receivable or payable. So if you are looking at receivable and payables between two countries, maybe your country is dealing with another country in another dealing with another company in another country, you now bring in the money market hedge. Do you understand? Now we are not looking at it, maybe receivable and payable arise when there is a service, right? Maybe a service or supply of goods or something like that. So when you have that situation, you are looking at the receivable and payables. Now the hedging, it depends on if you are the one receiving, if it's just a single item. By single item, I mean it can be either just a receivable, right? If it's just a receivable, there is a hedging technique for it. If it's just a payable, there is a hedging technique for it. So by default, your mind should already know that the hedging technique for receivable will be the opposite of the hedging technique for payable, right? But if you have a receivable and payable situation between two companies in different countries, for instance, the company in country A is owing the company in country B and vice versa, right? Maybe they have something like that. Instead of you to be hedging your position per se, you are not hedging your position. You will now net off. You will do a net off, right? And hedge that difference. Am I making sense?
Yes,
Am I
sir.
making sense?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Good. So if you are hedging between two countries and then the transaction goes both ways between the two companies, you will do a net off. So that net off is what you will hedge, right? The net difference is what you will hedge. But if it's just a receivable from this thing, you have a strategy for it. And if it's a payable, you use the same strategy but the opposite. So where you are lending and using the foreign rates, you will be using borrowing and using the domestic rates, things like that. You get. So let's proceed with the notes. So I've succeeded in explaining everything I dictated up to this point, right? So I'm just going to take it the last paragraph one more time. Somebody is raising their hand. Musa Muhammad, go ahead, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, my own question is, now when you are netting off the difference, now you say you are going to age. Now, which of the approach are you going to use? Is it for the receivable or for the payables?
I didn't get your question. Sorry. Take it one more time.
What I'm saying is that if you are netting off, you say you are going to age the difference now, right? If you are netting, so now which approach are you going to use? Is it that of receivable or that of payables? If you are netting
Whichever
off
is
the
higher.
difference.
Yes, good question. It's a very good question. But whichever is higher is what you use. So if your payable is higher than your receivable, you apply the payable approach to it. If your receivable is higher than this thing, so the net of that gives the higher value is the approach you apply to it. Have I said something that makes
you, sir.
You get the idea now, right?
Yes,
Okay, it's a good question. That's foresight. I appreciate that. Thank you. So when to use it? You use it when you have foreign currency receivable or payable, and you have to eliminate the risks that exchange rates will charge against you. You see what I told you about my handwriting? Even me now, the thing is putting me on chokehold. Is it charge or change? No worry, don't worry, I will pick it up. So you are writing when to use this thing now is like a subheader. When to use this money market hedge. Are we writing it? When to use money market hedge.
Yes, sir. We're writing it, sir.
Okay. Okay, when to use money market hedge. Now, if you say you use it when you have a foreign currency receivable or payable, and you will have to eliminate the risk that exchange rates will charge against you. Please, I'm not sure whether this thing is charged, but write it based on what you understand that I am saying. Whether it is cost, whether it is this, I'm not sure what I wrote here. This note, I think, is like up to a year old or so. Please, I'm not sure. I told you about my handwriting. Don't say I'm the one that gave you something. But what you get, what I'm saying is that you use it when you are dealing with foreign currency receivable or payable, and you use it to eliminate exchange rate risk, right? That's what I'm trying to say here. So if you are putting it in my own way or in your own way, just put it like that. So when to use it, I've explained when to use it. So now to how to hedge payable in brackets.
Sorry, sir. They want to use it. Can you state it again?
Yes, when okay, Bolanle say cost, right? You can use cost you, yes. What the exchange rate will cost you. Probably that's what I want to write. Okay, what the exchange rate will cost you is fine. You can use that word. Cost. Cost is a very good synonym for whatever it is I wrote here in this concept. So are we good? Can I continue?
No, sir. Please state it again, sir.
Yes, sir.
When to use money market hedge? You use it when you have a foreign currency receivable or payable, and you have to eliminate the risk that exchange rate will cost you. Please, I'm proceeding. Thank you. If you don't get it, wait for the notes that will use to update the class. Please, I hope somebody is getting everything. Just send the notes to me, so I'll send to all the groups. Just one or two persons. And enjoy your handwriting is clear enough. It doesn't need to be fine, just bold. Ladies have bold writing, at least. So let it be a lady that sends it to me.
So it's not only
Yeah,
ladies that have
I know
bold
ladies have.
writing.
Sir, don't be gentle. Don't be gentle.
I think is not conventional, but I think out of, if they do comparison, maybe ladies like 70% or 80% have better writings than guys.
Ah,
Then
so
the
70
few
is too
guys
much
that
for
have good
them.
writing, no, I'm not in that category. Eh?
So it's 60
Sir, no be
40.
accountant too.
I didn't get you. What did you say?
No be accountant. All ladies will study accounting, they no get writing.
I'm just hearing that one for the first time. Okay. What's the idea behind that?
This one has straight bullet to our
Accounting
ladies.
ladies,
So.
they like money too much. It doesn't apply to us at our ladies, Abby. Their
This is
problem is money. They want to
this is
calculate all the time.
so it's a straight bullet to our ladies.
Okay, no problem. So whoever have clear writing, bold writing, just make sure you send it. This one hits well. It's all right. Okay, so let's continue. How to hedge the payable, right? How to hedge payable. In brackets, you say lock the future payments in domestic currency. Aderonke, Oya, send me the note. Aderonke say you need to see her handwriting. Kai. Aderonke, you are the one sending me the note. Thank you.
So
So that
what
we
is
can
the
see it.
step
Let
again?
everybody. Yes.
What did you say step one is?
Okay, step one. No, I've not mentioned the steps. I said how to hedge payable, right? In brackets, lock the future payments in domestic currency. So you are locking. Aderonke is not writing. Why? Okay, nobody. No, somebody else will help us. So lock the future payments in domestic currency in brackets by the side of how to hedge payable. Ah, you don't have light. Sorry. Okay.
Log the future water.
Hello,
Log
sir.
the future payments in domestic currency.
Log the future payment.
Lock the future payments in domestic currency. So the first step, number one, convert the present value of the foreign currency you need to pay using the foreign interest rate. Convert the present value of the foreign currency you need to pay using the foreign interest rate. Convert the present value of the foreign currency you need to pay using the foreign interest rate. Number two, borrow that amount today in foreign currency and convert to your home currency. So what they are saying is that foreign currency that you need to pay, right? The first thing is to do the present value. You know now you are paying it in the future, right? You are paying it in the future. So do the present value using what? The interest rate of that country. Do the present value. So you are bringing their money to the present time now. So you now know what the present value of what you want to pay in the future is. Now that present value, you will now borrow it in your own domestic currency. Do you understand? For you to borrow that money in your own domestic currency, you will now use the spot rate of your country as at today, right? Convert that money, that foreign currency, that present value of the foreign currency, convert it using today's spot rate, convert it to today. You get? That is what we are saying. Repeat number one, convert present value of foreign currency you need to pay using the foreign interest rate. Convert to the present value of the foreign currency you need to pay using the foreign interest rate. So you're using the risk-free rate of that foreign currency, that foreign country, right? You convert to the present. Then borrow that amount today in foreign currency. Number two, borrow that amount today in foreign currency and convert to your home currency at the spot rate. Borrow that amount in foreign currency and convert to your home currency at the spot rate. Borrow that amount today in foreign currency and convert to your home currency at the spot rate. At the spot rate. Number three, invest the amount in your domestic market. Invest the amount. So we have mentioned three things. You want to pay, let me apply values to it now. You want to pay $100 million in America, right? By the end of December. We are now saying interest rate in America is 5%. That is the risk-free rate. That 100 million naira, $100 million, discount it using 5% in America. Discount it to the present value. That means instead of December value, it will now be today's value, discounted using that interest rate, right? Now, whatever that value gives you, but I'm just going to assume it is 80 million naira, $80 million. That $80 million in the US, you will now convert that money using the spot rate of the two currency. The spot rate is today's rate, right? And you have already brought that money to the current present value. Use that spot rate, apply it to that $80 million, convert it to naira. So 80 million naira, $80 million will now become something like 120 million naira. It's an example, right? So you will now have the same value, the present value, you will now have it in naira, right? You will now have it in naira. What you will now do, sorry, I made a mistake. When you have that 80 million naira, you convert it to the spot rate, right? So that's 120 million naira. You will now borrow that 120 million naira in Nigeria. You will borrow it. So the first thing you did was the computation here. You now add the value. So you will now come to Nigeria and you will borrow that money, right? Is
So
that
we
what
are
I
borrowing
said?
in domestic currency. You said we are going to
Oh,
borrow it in foreign
sorry,
currency.
sorry, sorry. I made a mistake. Number two, say you borrow that amount today in the foreign currency. So the 80 million, you borrow it in the US. You get. You borrow that 80 million, which is the present value of 100 million. You borrow it in the US. Then you will now convert it to Naira, which will now give you the 120 million. So 80 million will now become 120 million in Naira in Nigeria. Do you get the idea? Please, I made a slight mistake, but I hope everybody is following me.
Yes, we are with you, sir.
Respond.
Yes, sir. We are
Okay,
following,
good.
sir. We're with you.
Okay, good. So you now convert that 80 million to Naira. You convert it to Naira. When you convert it to Naira, you use the spot rate as at that day to convert it to Naira, right? Now, you have 120 million Naira. You will now invest it in Nigeria, which is your domestic country. You are investing 120 million in Nigeria, which is your domestic country, right? So that 120 million will be earning you interest. You get that 120 million Naira will be earning you interest. So I think we are in number 3 now, right? Have I dictated up to number 3?
Yes, sir. We are at
Yes,
Okay.
number
you
3.
have.
So
Yes.
invest the amount in domestic market. Good. Now number 4. Number 4. When the payment is due, the loan in foreign currency matures to exactly match your payable. No exchange rate risk. So by the time the payment is due, right? You know you are paying in America. The loan in your country, you know you borrowed money from this thing from America, right? You invested in. So the interest that you would have earned on that money, the interest you would have earned on that money plus the amount you invested, if you join it together and convert it to the US money, right? You convert it back to the US money, you would have just sufficient amount to pay off the payable amount that you are owing in the US. So by doing that, you have been able to eliminate the exchange rate risk in the future. That is what this process that we just explained is, and that is what they are asking us to do in this. Don't forget, the reason why I'm taking this topic is because of this B. So we are still coming to solve this, right? Hopefully time is in our hands. Somebody was saying, yes, you want to ask a question.
Sir, I just want to chip in
Yes, sir.
something
Please, can you
for
repeat
better
that
understanding, sir. This
explanation
number
of that?
4. Sir, this step
Number
number
4,
4,
yes, go
you didn't
ahead.
get it. Sir, you just said it
Okay,
once and you started explaining without we capturing it.
Okay, capture it now.
I think if we capture it, if you are explaining, we
Capture it
understand
now.
it better, sir. All right, sir.
Okay. When the payment is due, the loan in foreign currency matures to exactly match your payable. Then you say hyphen, no exchange rate risk or eliminating exchange rate risk. When the payment is due, the loan in foreign currency matures to exactly match your payable. Hyphen, therefore or thereby eliminating exchange rate risk. Are we good?
Yes, sir. We are good, sir.
Okay. You people have mind, especially the ladies that are here. I just saw that today they did. My wife told me earlier, but I think I just saw it pop up on my system, on my phone rather, that today is Big Brother Niger. The ladies here, you people can have mind to come and listen to SFM instead of Big Brother Niger. I try you. Congratulations. That's good. That means we have ladies.
For those who are watching it,
Sir, we
not
have
all of
watched
us
it
are
already
interested
now.
in.
They have finished it.
Sir,
Oh,
this is
some of you were
maturity and having priority.
Some of you were writing note and watching BBN. Kai.
We watched
No,
it
it
before the
ended
class
before the
started.
class started.
Oh, the show ended by 9. Oh, that's
Yes,
okay.
yes,
No wonder.
yes.
If
So we
not
already
by now,
watched it
maybe it's
before.
like if not by now, it's like 15 people I will have in this class because all of you will be watching Big Brother Niger. Hi. Somebody
Sir, it's
says the
not
fear of
everybody
like
that is watching it. Oh.
Of us, oh,
So what?
many of us don't even watch
So
it. Not all of us.
I'm not
what is that
watching
Big
it.
Brother
Oh.
Naija safe?
Nothing concern me.
okay.
I don't ever
Abi.
watch it. I'm not interested in it.
Sir, please, can you come
Okay.
again? I'm number 4.
After I
Number
qualify,
4
now we're
says,
watching
okay, when you qualify, you go and contest, Abi.
it. Yes, I'll start watching. I'll start contesting and I'll watch.
Oh, okay, that's ambitious. Hopefully you
Oh, so
win. Maybe if
are
you
they
win, you
contesting?
remember us. And the contestants now in the house or whatever they do there. Me too, I don't watch it, but I'm not against people that watch it. If you think that is what will feed you, no problem. Okay, sorry for the deviation. When the payment is due, that's number 4. The loan in foreign currency matures to exactly match your payable. No exchange rate risk, or it will eliminate exchange rate. So I think we are done with number 4. Everybody have taken it down, and we have the whole idea of the process, right? Now, number 5, and the other one says how to hedge receivable, in brackets, lock the future receivable in domestic currency. The same way you did that first one, the first header, how to hedge payable. And this is just change the payable to receivable. Then in bracket, you say lock the future receivable in domestic currency. Are we good? So now the first one, the first step, borrow the present value
Sorry, sir. Log the
of the
future
foreign
what?
currency. Lock the future receivable in domestic currency. Lock the future receivable in domestic currency. So the first one say borrow the present value of the foreign currency receivable today in foreign currency. Borrow the present value of the foreign currency receivable today, in brackets, in foreign currency, using the foreign interest rates. Borrow the present value. So just the way you have, you know, that money is in the future. The way we explained the first time, you do it to the you discount it using the foreign risk-free rate, right? When you discount it, you now have it. Then you now borrow that money from the foreign currency, right? At that foreign interest rate, right? So you borrow that money. So this number 1, from applying figures to it now, number 1 is like 100 million discounted to 80 million, borrow 80 million. Do you get? Number 2 is to
Please
convert
explain again. Sir, please, sorry, can you recap number 1, please?
Is it recap like I should read my note again or I should explain? Well, let me
Yes.
understand you.
Read your note again, sorry.
Okay. Okay. So, excuse me for a minute. Keep this thing somewhere. Yes, found what I'm looking for. So the notes again. The note again say number 1, borrow the present value of the foreign currency receivable today in the foreign currency, in brackets, in the foreign currency, right? Borrow the present value of the foreign currency receivable today, and in brackets, in foreign currency, using the foreign interest rate. That is what number 1 says. Number 2, convert the borrowed amount into domestic currency at the spot rate. Invest the domestic currency in the domestic money market.
Is that number 3?
Number 2 again.
Yes, number 3, invest the domestic currency in the domestic money market.
Sir, please come
Number
again
4,
for
when
number
the
number 2.
number 2,
Yes.
where did you stop in number 2?
You say convert the borrowed money into, that was where I stopped.
Into domestic currency at the spot rate. Convert the domestic currency convert the borrowed money into domestic currency at the spot rate. Number 3, invest the domestic currency in the domestic money market. Invest the domestic currency in the domestic money market. Number 4, when the receivables comes in, you use it to pay the foreign loan. Yes, that's number 4. When the receivable comes in, you use it to pay the foreign loan. So the idea here is that, in the payable situation now, when we invested, we took 80 million, converted it to our domestic currency, right? We took 80 million, converted it to our domestic currency. Now, there is money that you would have said you kept for that payment, right? But now you borrowed money to pay off, to invest in your domestic currency. So as at the time of now I'm speaking about the payables. So as at the time of maturity, when the payables mature, as the payable is maturing, the investment in your own country too is maturing, right? So you will now take the payment, you will now liquidate the investment and use it to pay off the foreign loan. You use it to pay off the foreign loan. By so doing, you will see that you have sufficient money to cancel out the loan, the repayable, irrespective of what the exchange rate is as at that time. Because if you leave the 100 million as it were, you did not discount and invest that money. If you leave it as it were, if exchange rate increases, it means that in your domestic currency value, that means if your domestic currency depreciates, that's what I mean by exchange rate increasing. If your domestic currency depreciates due to exchange rate movement, you will be paying more. But because of what you've done following this process, you will be paying sufficiently enough to cancel out the loan. When that exchange rate move, that means you will now be paying that same money that you invested, you will now be paying the equivalent in that future period. You get. Now, in this case of receivable, when you take money from the foreign currency, you discount it to the present value, take it, convert it to your domestic currency, and invest. As at the time that you are receiving that money, when the foreign company is paying you, if your interest rates, sorry, if your domestic currency depreciates, it means that you will be receiving less than you would have received as at that day that you discounted to, right? So what happens is that the money that you receive, you will now use it to pay off the foreign loan. You understand? the money that you receive from your debtors abroad, you use it to pay off the foreign loan, and the money you invested in your domestic country, would have earned you interest sufficient enough to clear out any exchange rate risk that happened over that period. That is the whole idea of what you are doing. Am I making sense?
Very well, sir. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Good. So maybe when we look at this example, we will get a better understanding. So number 5, I believe we all have number 4. Number 5, the amount you invested grows to a known amount, and that amount is sufficient enough to. Number 5, just say the amount you invested grows to a known amount, which is sufficient enough to clear or eliminate exchange rate risk. The amount you invested grows to a known amount sufficient enough to clear or eliminate exchange rate risk. Are we good?
So it goes to what, sir?
Eh?
The amount you invested goes to what?
I didn't get you. Grows to a known amount. It will grow to a value that is sufficient enough to clear the exchange rate risk. Sir, is it almost interest? Almost is a good word that you imputed in that question. That's why I will accept. It is almost, but in this case, with your interest arbitrage, when they say covered interest arbitrage and interest rate parity, they are two very similar, but not the same thing. I will come back to your question. Now, when they say there is covered interest arbitrage, now, if you do your interest rate parity, don't forget when we did put call parity. I told you that the whole idea, if you do your put call parity and you see that there is a difference, that means the put is not equal to the call in that equation. If the left hand side is not equal to the right hand side, it means there is an opportunity for you to have what's it called? An arbitrage situation. Arbitrage, you are simply saying you make risk-free profit, and that is what every market wants to avoid, right? To keep sanity in the market. But if you have the put call, the interest rate parity and the covered interest arbitrage, they are two very similar something. Now, when you are talking about the covered interest arbitrage, it means that you are looking for any slight opportunity to get an arbitrage situation. Why the interest rate parity is there to ensure that based on the interest rates in between those countries or whatever, that there is no arbitrage situation. Now, your question, whether this relates to the covered interest arbitrage, right? Whether it relates to the covered interest arbitrage. Now, in fact, it is not entirely related, because when you are looking at the money market hedge, you are using variables in the money market, which are the interest rates and exchange rates to hedge. But when you are looking at the interest rate parity, you are looking at using derivative contracts. That is why in this note that I gave to you earlier, I explained that I mentioned it somewhere. I said this is a key strategy companies and investors use to protect themselves from unfavorable changes in exchange rates when they have foreign currency receivable and payables in the future. This strategy uses domestic and foreign interest rates and money market rates, in brackets short-term and long-term, and short-term borrowing and lending, instead of derivative. So when you are looking at covered interest arbitrage or all those things, you are using derivative instruments to check for arbitrage situation or to hedge. But here you are using money market instruments. So know that difference, know what they are asking you. That was why I need to teach you this topic before we solve this question. Do you get? Okay. So with this, I think I finished my note. I told you it's a very short something. I summarized it as much as possible. Yeah. If you look at textbooks, probably I can pack. There's a lot of explanation and all, but that's not why we are here. We are here to make things simple, right? So let's go back to this question. Time is no longer on our side. My intention was to finish this and continue with forward rate agreements, but we'll see how it goes. It is already, we're already 30 minutes left. That's what we have. So the big question, somebody read for me. Somebody read for me. Somebody read for me. The big question.
In another contract, in another contract in a country in the ECOWAS sub-region with currency of W dollars, BNP expects the following payment and receipt in 6 months' time.
Pause
Expected
there,
payment
pause there,
for
pause there, pause
okay,
there, pause there. So
okay, sir.
now, if you see this, what comes to your mind? You know, I asked you the same question when we wanted to solve the first one.
Net off.
Nobody
Net
answered.
off. Netting.
No, it's not netting that comes to your mind. We have not even come to that place. They say in another country, in another contract rather, a country in the ECOWAS sub-region with currency of W dollar, BNP expects following payments and receipts in 6 months' time. So what? Yeah?
Receivables.
Futures.
Payables and
Receivables and
receivables in
payables.
foreign currency.
Somebody say futures. You guys are scaring me, oh God. This is what I just explained again now. I said this is money market hedging. The idea is to hedge without derivative contract. The idea is to hedge without this thing. What's it called? Derivative contract. You don't want to use things like forward. You want to use the variables in the money market. It's money market hedge. That's why I stopped you here. When you see payments and receipts, these other ones that the first question that they mentioned here, the company won contract across a number of African countries. One of the contracts is for construction of dams and all that. The dam has now been completed and the retention, blah, 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 blah. The current spot rates, blah, 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 blah. They just mentioned many things, but they did not give you payments and receivables. You understand? So when you see receiving and payments, so you know that these are between kind of maybe supply of goods or services and something of that nature you get. It's not like one that requires you to go and start using a derivative contract, right? That's what they are looking when they are looking at money market hedge. Am I making a point? Please, I don't want that confusion. That's why I always tell you, when you are approaching a question, approach the question systematically, because a lot of things are involved. Know what you need to do, because if I didn't mention this now, some of you will go and bring covered interest arbitrage formula into this and you fail woefully. You get, please. Okay, continue for me.
The expected payment is $450 million. Expected
Just
receipt
leave the W
700.
and call it dollars, my friend. Yeah? Leave
Okay.
the W. Yeah.
Okay. Expected receipt 750 million. You are provided with the following $750 million. You are provided with the following financial data. Spot exchange rate is naira one naira per $1 equals to
Naira per
one
dollar
naira.
is equal to
Yeah.
naira per dollar. Go ahead. Naira per
Yes.
dollar.
Yes. And is equals to 1.4735 minus 1.4755.
No, not minus. It's a range, right? More like a range,
Okay,
not minus.
1.735 to 1.755. The money market, we have the deposit, Nigeria 13.25%, and the West African country 6.5%. Borrowing Nigeria 16.5%, and West African country 10.5%. You are required to show how BNP can make use of money market hedge to mitigate the foreign exchange risk inherent in the above payment and receipt. Show all workings and the necessary steps.
So, based on what we have explained here, can you use these steps to approach this question, and let's see what you get. So we know our expected payment, right? So our payable is 450 million. Our receivable is 750 million. I told you already that when you have payable and receivable in the same country, or the same, let's say the same vendor or customer between those countries, what would you do? You net it off. So what we are hedging is the net off. So in this case, what are we hedging?
$300.
Receivable of $300.
US million.
300
Receivable
million.
of $300.
$300 million.
So our exposure is $300 million. Somebody asked me a question earlier, I've forgotten his name. He said, when we do the net off, which approach do we use? And I say, use the approach of where you have value. So in this question, we have exposure in receivable, right? We have exposure in receivable. That means if we don't hedge this $300 million, if exchange rate does not favor us, it means we might be receiving less than $300 million. Am I right or wrong?
Yes.
You are right.
Sir.
You are right.
Okay. So if that is the case, so we know what we have now. Our problem lies. Our problem is in $300 million. Now they've given us spot exchange rates. I told you earlier when we were learning from our very, very first class, where we had small confusion. Bid, ask, price, right? So I'm not going to explain this. I want you to tell me the bid. We have a spot exchange rate. We have spot exchange rate of 1.4735 to 1.4755. Now, I'm going to explain something. Because you are expecting a receivable, it is the bid. You know why? That 300 million is our money, right? And what is somebody remind me, what is your bid and your ask price? But instead of price here, let's use rate. Your bid and your ask rate. Come on now, 2 seconds. Somebody should have told me. Jesus, I can't believe we are taking this long. We spend too much time on this.
Bid is the rate that you are willing to sell.
Bid is what?
What's the question again?
I said, just tell me what do you think bid and ask rates are? Bid and ask rate. Good.
Is it from the question?
Is a question. Somebody has already even Magdalene has given me the answer. You get. Magdalene has given me the answer. Can you guys access the chat from your end? Or let me go so that everybody will see what she said. So Oluchi say ask is the amount we will buy and bid is the rate we will sell. Clap for Oluchi. Magdalene now say bid is equal to 1.4755. Let me confirm that. Oh, Magdalene. And ask is what? Let me see. What did you say? Ask is what? 1.47. It's actually the other way around, right? It's the other way around. So it is bid ask. Bid ask, not ask bid, right? So you take the bid will be the first one and this thing, and the ask will be the second one, right? So it bid is 1.4735. This is the rate we will sell, and ask is 1.4755. This is the rate we will buy, right? So please, Is there anybody that is confused about what I'm doing?
So,
Yes,
sir,
sir.
what you're saying
Sir, we're
invariably
confused. Oh.
is that
Mm,
we buy at a higher rate and we
Please do
sell
come
at
and
a
give the
no.
lower
explanation,
rate.
sir.
Is that it, sir?
Somehow,
Hello, sir.
somehow.
Hello,
Yes,
sir.
that is the whole idea because nobody wants to lose money, right? You always want to.
Hello, sir.
What did you say? Buy at a higher
So,
rate.
sir, we buy at a lower rate
Buy at
now
a
and sell
lower rate
at a
and
higher
sell
rate.
at a higher
Yeah,
rate.
yeah,
That's
okay.
that's the idea, right? But this bid asks something. Please know it. Oh, please know it. When you say bid and ask, I always told you from the first class, the word I usually mention, I say know your position in that trade. Know your position. If you've been joining us from the very beginning, you know that I've mentioned this thing before, right? I say know your position. So because you can be looking at the bid and ask from different perspective, but know your position. When you know your position, it becomes very easy. When you are looking at yourself in the trade, where am I? You are the one that have the money right now because it is receivable, even though we know in the normal accounting term, right, what receivable is, but it is receivable, it is money in your hand. Let's just take it like that. So you are the one that can sell. You get, so what people can buy from you becomes the bid. So what you can sell is also the bid. What they can buy is also the bid. They can buy from you, but what you can go and buy from. You are not looking at YouTube. Somebody chatted me. Why? Is it that you cannot see from YouTube? Please let me engage the YouTube people. Maybe I didn't zoom out though. Let me call the lady.
But there is space now. They can still join the class.
So there
Mute
is space
yourself.
now. They can still join the Google Meet, sir.
Hello, Joy. Hello, Joy. Can you hear me? Okay, Joy. Is it that you cannot see the screen from YouTube?
I'm saying it. I say you're not responding to our question.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me see you. Let me see how I can engage to those questions. How do I answer people from YouTube? I'm coming. But their messages are not dropping here. Their messages are not dropping here. Is it that I need to go and join YouTube? I need to go to YouTube
The
before
messages cannot drop here.
To be on YouTube, right?
Yes, please.
Okay, let me follow the YouTube link on my phone. Let me follow the YouTube link on my phone. This is. Let me follow the YouTube link on my phone. I'm coming.
Sorry, sir. So
Sir,
while you're
but for
doing
their
that,
own
I
benefit,
just
they
want
can still
to
join my Google Meet, and we still have space.
no.
Sorry. I'm coming. Okay. Okay, so the YouTube. Please, what class is this? Please, can someone tell the lecturer that some of us are on the queue to join Google Meet? He should let us join. I believe everybody has joined. Joy, money market hedge, bid. Okay. Okay, she's just following the class and giving her own view. Thank you, Joy, for this thing. I know you're hearing me, right? So I have my phone by my side. If you drop anything, I should be able to respond. Okay, sorry for that. I wasn't ignoring you. It wasn't intentional by any way, in any way. Okay, so just continue. So what I'm saying is the bid is the price you sell, right? And ask is the price you buy. Now, but in this situation, because it is receivable, we are going to use the bid rate. We are going to use the bid rate. But if they do not give you bid and ask rate, just use the spot rate. But because they give you a rate, a range, so your bid is this 1.4735, right? That is the spot rate that you will bring into this computation. Am I making sense?
Please, I have
If
a
it is
question.
payable, go ahead.
Sorry to cut you short, but to understand this, I thought for bid, since bid is the price that we want to sell and ask is the price that we'll buy, I feel like as a buyer, the buyer should be asking for like the smaller price. Like that was my own mindset that okay, for the position of the buyer, that he or she will be pricing lower, and then the seller will want to sell higher. So I'm surprised that the buyer is now 1.475 and the seller is 1.4735. Please, I don't know if you can help me clear my confusion.
Okay. Okay. So now, this is the last time we dealt with this bid ask spread something. It caused a bit of confusion, but we were able to clear it. Now you are looking at when you are looking at bid ask spread, right? Your question is coming from the bid ask spread when we want to make profits. When we want to make profits based on
Yes.
trading in exchange rates. Do you get? And if that is where you are coming from, you are correct. It is expected that you buy low and sell high. If you buy low and sell high, you make more money, right? Your spread will be higher. However, in this case, we are taking position not on the perspective of trading on exchange rate. We are taking a position based on our receivable from abroad. So they are now saying which of the exchange rates applies. You know, your receivable means you are receiving money, right? And somebody that receives the money is the one that can sell. You cannot sell what you don't have. Am I making sense? Who asked the question? Is it Chinyere? Sorry, I don't know
Yes,
if
sir.
I'm
Yes, sir.
pronouncing your name correctly. Are
No
you following
problem.
what I'm saying? No,
Yes,
it's not
sir.
no problem. Oh. No problem. It's sounding like, okay, just continue. But I'm not convinced. I want you to understand what we are saying. So we are not looking at it from the perspective of just trading. You get, we are looking at it from the perspective of our position in this transaction. If we want to go into buying and selling of exchange rate now, you want to do Aboki Forex or all those kind of things, you'll be looking at buying lower and selling higher. But now we are just looking at what exchange rate are we going to use based on the money that we have. You get, for this international trade. So they are telling us the position of the bid. This is what they are giving us. It is not us deciding.
Sorry, sir. Can I say something? Let me get my question, sir.
Go ahead.
Now, I want to get something. You're
Somebody, wait,
invariably
let me
saying,
read something. Just wait, I'm coming. Let me read something out. Let's treat it one at a time. This bidders thing is just, somebody say, I'm of the view that why buying at lower rate and selling at higher rate. I don't know if this is a question or a suggestion. Faith, you need to rephrase your question. Go ahead, my brother.
so what I want to get right is, to me, I feel the seller sell at the bid, while the buyer buys at the ask. Meaning, ask is to sell, bid is to buy. I don't know if I'm correct.
You are correct, but my brother, see, let me tell you, this place you are going, you will take us away and you will end up confusing each other. You understand? What I'm just saying is keep it keep it to what we are learning right now. Let me
Sorry, sir.
come. I'm coming. Let me go to my notes. I'm coming. Let me go to my notes. I think this bid that spread is bid. Okay, I buying and shorting. This is the buyer, the bid, the highest price a buyer is willing to pay. So you that is the seller, you receive this when you sell. That is why in this question, this is what you will sell at. Do you get? If I come back here, I said the ask price, the lowest price a seller is willing to sell. You that is buying, you pay this when you buy. So you need to take a position. Now, the position that this question has given to us is not a position of whether we are going into trade. That is what I am saying. The question is not giving us a position of whether, calm down, I'm coming. I don't want us to confuse each other and waste too much time here. The question is not telling us that we are going to be buying and selling dollars. The question is telling us that we have a receivable. And whenever you have a bid, you don't have ask bid. What we have is bid ask. So this question is giving us two rates. So the bid always comes before the ask. And our position is receivable. So whether this one is higher or this one is higher is insignificant. It is the position that the question has given to you. In your exam, this is what me I know. But from what you are saying is, in your exam, you can write it like that and say, sir, dear sir, from my understanding, the ask price should be higher than the bid price, or the bid price should be higher than the ask price, whatever. This is what I know. This is what I believe. Patam, Chakami, put on there. If you don't like it, write a letter to me and correct me. But what I know is applicable in this question, and it is the correct thing, is that this is your bid price. Because the position they have given to us, it is always called bid ask. Anywhere you go in this world, you will not see ask bid. This question has given us bid ask. So if you go and look at the question, you have 1.435. You have your bid, and it is your receivable. So when you have money, you can sell it, and you are selling it at 1.4. You guys are looking at it from the perspective of, if I'm selling, I should be making money. That is not we are not trading here. It is not a trading situation.
But guiding, ensuring, being going and having lost. Is that, sir? I say it's just to ensure that you don't
You
lose.
are hedging. You are hedging a position. Thank you for bringing that in. You are hedging your goal here. Goal is very important. Know what you are going for. Your goal here is to hedge, not to trade, not to make profit or make loss. Is to hedge. And one of the things I brought in when I was looking at this question in question C, when they say the disadvantages and advantages of it, I just told myself that they should know this now. But one of the things I think would be the disadvantage is that sometimes if you hedge a position, you can make a profit and you have to let go of it because you are hedging. Your idea is just to hedge. Is not to make profit or to make loss. So wherever you are looking at it from, like I told you, just write it in your question paper and tell the examiner that this is what you know. So let him do whatever he wants. And the good Lord will handle your case. You get. So this is what me I know. If you think it's not correct, I will not lie to you. I will not tell you the wrong thing. Okay. But this is what I know and this is what is applicable. Now ask your question. Somebody wanted to say something. It is not a trading. Put that before you ask any question, put that at your back of your mind. This is not a trading. Your idea is not to make profit or loss based on the exchange rate. Your idea is to pick the exchange rate that will suit what you want to achieve. Oh yeah, ask your question.
Okay, what I want to, because you have even cleared it. Now, you are buying, you're receiving. Now you're receiving a charge. once you are hedging something that will help
Somebody,
you.
sorry, madam. Sorry, just hold on a minute. Somebody saying something on YouTube. Say, please allow us join. Fatima Ahmed, are you here with us now? Fatima Ahmed, have I allowed you in?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. All right, please. Whoever was speaking, you can go ahead now, please.
Okay, just like you said, let me just add the other side. Like no, this bank, I have a money I'm hedging. And why I'm hedging that money is because so that when I receive whatever I receive, what I'm expecting, it will be able to cover me for what I'm paying for. So that I will not begin to have extra expenses in order to pay for what I should pay for. Now, and again, this bank now, you have your this thing, you will also go to bank. Bank will sell to you at a lower rate. Bank will buy from you at a lower rate because it's bank that is even looking here to make profit, not you that is hedging to make a profit. So bank will buy from you at a lower rate, so that when you now go to bank, you want to buy from them, they will sell to you at a higher rate. That's why the thing now sound that you that is selling, you are selling at a lower rate. It's bank that is selling for. So to always go for the lower rate to buy from people who wants to hedge. So you are hedging in order to secure expensive additional money that you're going to pay from what you're paying for.
Okay. Thank you very much, madam, for that contribution. It is always it's a good one as well. But I want to reiterate that the objective here is to hedge, right? Most of you are looking at it from the perspective of making money from this thing. You are not you just want to know the rate that has been given to you in the question to use for whatever you are going to do. You are not looking at it based on whether we are going to trade to make profit or not. That is not the idea. You are looking at it from the rate that is applicable for your objective. You get. But madam's faith explanation also makes a lot of sense, because banks will buy from you from lower rate. That one is common knowledge, right? However, you as a trader, if you go to the OTC to go and trade, Aboki market, Aboki self will even look to buy from you from lower rate. You will look to sell to Aboki for higher rate. Wherever your equilibrium is, it is not my business. It is not ICANN business. It is your business. But in this one that is my business and ICANN business, bros, I'm telling you, take one for 1.4735. If you don't like it, use 1.455. And the good Lord bless you.
Okay, sir.
Can we progress?
Sir, thank you. But you said
Go
that
ahead.
it's always you said it's big act. So is it safe to say that we should just know that the first this thing there is the bid and the
If
second
you
one
have a
is the
question
ask?
and they give you like this, if they give you like this, they give you rate like this, yes, my dear. If they give you a
Okay,
question
thank you,
where
sir.
you have this question like this and they do not state anything like this one, they did not tell you which one is bid and ask, use that analogy for it, or ideology rather.
Thank you, sir. You've
Thank you, sir.
You
answered
get.
my question. Thank you very much, sir.
All right. So you guys have really this bid ask something. I'm laughing because I remember our first class, what this thing did to us. I have to take my time to go and look at that question properly to understand
Good
it.
evening, sir.
But it's good evening.
Sorry to cut you
Go
short.
ahead. What?
I've been raising up my hand. So, um, first of
Okay,
all,
okay, okay.
I want
Sorry.
to ask: is there any situation that we can use the ask price?
Yes, you can. That's why I was telling you that this is the receivable. It is a receivable. So you sell what you have now, is it not?
Yes,
I
sir.
told you that keep the accounting definition of receivable. Just bring in the idea that this is money we are receiving. So, or money we have. It means you can only sell what you have in hand, right? So
I
because this is receivable. So if you have a payable, what does that mean? It means you now have to go and buy money to pay. So in that case, if we are looking at it, assuming this expected payment and receipt, now assuming this 750 was up and 450 was down, this is what we'll be using, 1.4755.
Okay.
Do you get?
Yes, I think the analogy that me I used to understand is that what's the benefit of us using the ask price when at the end of the day the customer is going to pay that bid price, because we said the bid price is the amount the buyer is willing to pay, the buy price. So I think that's the analogy me I use personally to understand this thing. So now you are saying now is that
Always
so now you are
take your
saying that
position.
okay, I understand, sir.
Take your position. Take your position. There is no one way to achieve this thing. It's not a one way thing. You understand? It can come from different ways, but once you stand your ground, you know who you are in that transaction. You always know which rate applies to you. Take your position. Am I the seller? If I am the seller, what am I doing? Bid. You understand? In that same bid price, you can ask yourself, am I the buyer in that same bid price? Oh? Do you get? So once you always know your position, because it comes from different ways. Once you know your position, you know who you are. In this trade, they have told us that we are receiving and we are the receivable. We know that we are receivable. So because we are receivable, we can only sell what we have. We can only sell what we have. So which of these rates applies to us? Is the bid. And which one is the bid from here? 14735. You guys have. Please let me drink water.
Allah promise.
I'm back. What?
You are welcome,
Let me
sir.
check.
Sir,
Let me
can we
check
continue?
YouTube and yeah. Thank you. See whether I have any question. Okay, no question from YouTube. So let's proceed, please. So now from our distance, so this is where we are. We know what our So we know what our position is, right? Our deposit. So we are done with this part. We move to the money market rates. Nigeria, if you are depositing in Nigeria, you earn interest rate of 1425 and 1325, right? 13.25, 13.25. If you are borrowing, you pay at a rate of 16.5. If you are going to the West African country, you deposit there, you earn interest at 6.5%. If you borrow, you pay interest at 10.5%. Right? So now we know we are using the money market hedge, right? From the from the receivables perspective. Do you get? Do you get? So
Yes, sir.
let's look at our receivable
Yes,
and
ma'am.
see whether our steps apply. So the receivable, the first step there says borrow the present value of the foreign currency today in foreign currency, right? Using the foreign interest rate. So which interest rate do we use now from this table?
6.5%. Okay,
Mm.
sorry,
10
10.5.
point
Sorry,
four five.
10.5.
10.5.
So that's the rate that we use to discount. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure?
Yes,
If you
sir.
are Everybody is see your voices are so loud. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But what if I tell you that it is wrong?
Oh, it is
We
not.
accept.
Exactly. Oluchi says for 6 months. So this rate that I'm giving here is ad per annum. Please, Lucky, mute. Lucky, if you are not asking me a question, mute. Lucky. Okay. So somebody says for 6 months, right? Good. So I like that view. That's what I was trying to say. If you had used 10.5%, you'll be wrong. So because it's for 6 months, what do we do?
You discount.
You discount?
We
You
prorate.
You find the
prorate.
PV now.
We
Huh?
prorate and it will give us 0.5.
You multiply by
No.
6 and divide by 12.
Okay, do that and see.
3.25.
Oluchi,
Sorry, I don't know.
Oluchi, how did you get 5.25%?
That would be 5.25, sir.
How did you get
I think the
5.25?
different factor you're asking of.
6 divided by 12 times 10.5.
That's the answer. Now, 6 divided, it's just 0.5. You can do 10.5 divided by, it's 6 months now. 6 months is half a year, right? So 10.5 divided by 2, you get your 5.25. So that's the rate you use for discounting, not 10.5%. Do you get? 10.5 divided by 2 is the same thing as 6 divided by 12 times 10.5. Anyhow you want to, but you are just dividing because it's 6 months. How do they call it? Biannual, Abi? That is it. Do we agree?
Yes, sir.
Good. So now do the present value. Do the present value of 300 million using your
285.04 million.
no, give me the full value now. 300 million divided by 1.025 and 0525. I have 285, 714, 286. Do what are you have that.
So what do you ask us to do, sir?
The present value. We have determined the interest rate, right? We have determined the interest rate. Now use it to discount your exposure, your receivable exposure, which is what we are hedging. Use it to discount it to today's rate. And sorry, to today's value.
So do we have to do the this thing discount rates factor on?
285,035.
If you are doing the present value, what do you have?
285,035.
285,035. Okay, all of us have 285, Abi. So let's just continue. Maybe it's because of approximation, I don't know.
I
So
have
let's
a
just
question.
go ahead.
So I have a question. If you're using this thing, the discount rate, that's 1 plus RS power n, what will be the n?
N should be 0.5.
Maybe 0.5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sir. That's
That's 6 months now.
292,422. If n is
Huh?
0.5, if n is 0.5, then it will be 292,422.
292.
422.
Coming. I don't want to
But
project
we already
my.
factored that in now, sir.
When did you factor it, sir?
when we projected the 10.5.
No, that's not true. 1 point. Your present value formula would be 300 million, right? 300, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then you have 1.0525, right? So you now say this. I'm coming. Raised to power. I'm coming. Wait, I think I know where the problem is. Let me quickly solve it here and
So
get
why
back
is
to
it
you
raised to
guys.
power 0.5?
It's supposed to be because you are bringing in your time now.
Hello.
The time that they
Hello.
give 6 months, is it not?
Yes.
Hello, sir. Can I explain?
So how is
Yes, go
6
ahead.
months 0.5?
Okay, if you want to
It's
discount
half
it
of 1 year now.
using discount, if you want to discount it, you don't need to like divide by or multiply by 6 over 2 over 12. You just do 10.5. That is 1 plus 10.5 raised power raised power minus 0.5, I think.
No, I will not agree with that. First of all, you
And
need to bring that rate
300.
to 6 months. It's a 6-month rate from the question, right?
It will
It's a
still give you
6-month
the
rate.
6 months. It will still give you the 6 month rate because
What
the
is the
rate you
6-month
have
rate
here
that
is
you got?
10.5.
What is the value you got? Calm down. What is the value you got?
28506 something. 285390.
No, I mean the discount rate you got now, the interest rate that you got for 6 months.
Okay, let me redo it again.
That
This
sir, sir, if you use
This is, I think, when you are, calm down,
0.0525,
wait, when you are using the rate, you do is 1 plus,
one
is it RON or be RO over N,
high raised
something like
power
that, close
minus n.
raised to power
Sir, it's
N times
minus n. It's minus
minus
raised
it's
to
n,
power
minus
power
minus
N.
n.
minus n.
But what you are doing is just n. There's no minus there. I think that's why.
Okay, do your
So the
minus N
n
and give
there
me
is
the value.
0.5.
I'm getting
Mm-hmm.
0.975.
951.
9747.
Approximately 0.975.
975
What I'm
approximately.
having here is 0.951.
Yes, exactly. I got 0.951.
Check it again. 1.0525 raised to power minus 0.5 will give you 0.9747 something something. Approximately is 975.
I'm coming.
So when you multiply it by the 300, to be giving you 28 something.
292422.
No, I'm getting
2924221.
no, I'm
107.
getting 2854.
107.3.
285.390.
When you have your present value formula, calm down. Oh. Your present value formula, when you have time involved, is your future value divided by 1 plus r raised to power t. Now, if you want to do it the other way, it will be your future value times 1 plus r close bracket raised to power minus t, where you are using multiplication, right? Is that
Yes.
not your
Yes,
present value
yes,
formula?
sir. Yes, sir.
Good. So what you are doing, if you do minus t, it means that you are multiplying. What I
Can
am
anyone hear?
doing is divided, we should still be arriving at the same value. Now, why I am skeptical about what you are doing is I'm thinking we are not applying the same numbers to what we have, right? So that is why I'm going to check from my own computation now and give you
Excuse
the
me,
value
sir.
that I have. Yes.
If you are dividing, if you are using the division method, then you just have to like convert to like 6 months. It will give you that 1.0525. So you do 300 divided by 1.0525. It's going to give you 285.035.
I'm coming. Just give me a minute. Time has really gone beyond what I expected. I'm coming on. I'm punching my own calculator too. What is our RO 5.25%, Abby?
Yes, it's
Yes,
zero
sir.
point zero 0.0525.
So you guys have 292 29267 172.5,
No,
right?
285.
It's 292,422,107.3. I think it's approximation issue, sir.
Somebody
Yeah,
But
that's
it's
say
also
still
what I got.
Sir,
eh?
it's 292.
It's
Two nine two
if you if
four
292
you are
two two.
doing,
You are
I
correct.
feel
Two nine
if you are
two four
doing
two two.
if you are doing division, if you are using the division method, there's no need of still doing raised to power 0.5 because you have already converted that rate to 6 months, giving you 5.25%.
Oh, my sister, you are correct. I think that was what somebody was calling my attention to earlier, right? You are correct because we have already brought the rate down to 5 months and to 6 months by dividing 10 by 2, right? Is that what you're saying, Oluchi?
Yes.
Exactly,
Good.
that's it, sir.
That is it. Sorry, guys. It's my fault for taking you this thing. We have already brought the rate down to 6 months, so no need for us to bring it to improve, raise it to power 5 again in our this thing, in our time value, present value formula. You get. So that is going to be 300 million divided by 0. Divided by 1.0525. If you do that, you should have 285,501,186, something like that. Am I correct?
Yes, yeah.
So
Okay,
if you
good.
are dividing it now,
Sorry,
that
sir.
means you are
Come
raising it
again.
to the power of
I
minus
didn't get
1.
that.
So what I'm saying is, the rate that they gave to us is the annual rate. And because from the beginning, we've already brought it down by dividing it by 2. So we have 10.5, right? We divided it by 2 to get 0.5. So it means at that point, we have already taken cognizance of the time or the period that applies to that rate. So we are not looking at a 1 month rate, 1 year rate again. We are looking at a 6 month rate. So when you are bringing that value into the time and the present value formula, it is the 6-month rate value you are bringing, and 6-month rate you are bringing into the formula. So you don't need to now bring in the time period of 6 months again. So you are just saying is raised to power, and you can either leave it blank or just put 1, which will still give you the same answer. But I prefer you leave it out. No need to bring it in. Do you get my answer and my explanation?
So sorry, sir, if I'll get you very well. So it's
So
either
look at what I'm saying. Look at what I'm saying. No need to explain too much. You know this rate here, this 10.5, we divided it by 2. Or as you guys did it, 6 over 12 times to get that 5.5. At that point, we have taken note of 6-month rate. So what you are doing that you are bringing in 5% and 0.5. Use this 10 instead of 0.525. Put it into your calculator and see whether you arrive at that 285 that we have. So instead of using 1.025, you have something like 1.105 raised to power 0.05 or minus 0.05, whichever way you do it. If it's multiplication, minus. If it's division, no need for the minus. Do you get?
Yes. So
have you arrived at our answer now?
Sorry, what's your answer, sir?
285501. Okay, my brother. So that's just how it's applied. For the sake of time, please. Yeah, but that's just how it's applied. Sorry, I will take the blame for this one. I just wrote the figures down. I computed it earlier, I think yesterday, but I didn't put in the value. Sorry, the formula and all. I just wrote the figures down. That's why it was not too clear or straightforward, but it's fine now. So let's continue. So if we have this as our present value, the next explanation say convert the borrowed amount into domestic currency, right? So we are now converting this 285501, right, to domestic currency. If you convert it to your domestic currency, which rate will you use? You use that bid rate that we talked about, which is 1.4735. So convert that into your domestic currency. What value do you have? Give me your value, please. Do I still have people here? 420 million. Exactly. I have 420 million too. 420 million. Now, so this 420 million is the money you will now invest in your country. $420 million is the money you will invest in your country. Do you get? So if you are investing 420 million in your country, right? You are investing 420 million in your country. From our formula, from our table here, what is the rate that you will be investing at? Somebody answer me. 13.25, right? But don't forget, 13.25 is an annual rate. We are investing for 6 months. We are investing for 6 months. So you are investing for 6 months, right? So it will be 13.25 divided by 2, which is half of 1 year, right? So you should have a value like 6.625 as your rate, as your 6-month rate. Do we have an agreement?
Please come again with how we got to 420.
The 420 is gotten by multiplying your bid, your bid spot rate. You know what your bid spot rate is? 1.4735 that we agreed. You understand? If you multiply that by the present value that you arrived at, which is 285 million, you will get that 480, which is, I think, step 2. in our hedging receivable. Step 2, convert the borrowed amount into domestic currency at the spot rate. Do you get?
Based on the note you said earlier, you said we should convert into foreign.
Yes.
I don't know, maybe I'm the one
Convert
that's
the borrowed amount into domestic currency at the spot rate, not foreign rate. You borrowed an amount from abroad, discounted it to the present value, convert it to the current, your currency, your country currency. That is what step 2 is saying from how to hedge receivable. Do you get?
You are very correct, sir.
Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Yes, so we.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so now we all have 420 million, right?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
now
sir.
the next step is now saying you invest the 420 million in your domestic money market. And from this table, they give us our deposit rate. If we invest in our domestic market, we have 13.25. Is it not so?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, but this 13.25 is annual rate. We are looking at the 6-month rate, right? We are looking at the 6-month rate. So the 6-month rate will now be 13.25 divided by 2, correct?
Yes, sir.
All
That's
correct, sir.
6.625.
So 13.6, so you have 6.625. So use that to multiply. So you do the future value. That's 1.06625. Can you stop? Give me the pen. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Just woke up now. Okay, I'm with you guys. So what I'm saying is, can you hear me?
Yes,
Can you
sir.
guys hear me? Okay, so you have 13 point, you have 13.25, right? Divided by 2, you have your 6-month rate. Now, that 6-month rate plus 1, that's the future value, right? Times your 420 will give you your total return in your domestic naira, in your domestic currency. Do you agree?
That's 447.
Yes.
448.
447 or 825,000.
Based on our step, we're in step what? We're in step 4, right?
Step 3, sir.
Step 3.
So we're in step
About
3.
enter
So
4.
now step 4 says when the receivable comes in. So when you now receive the money, this 4.7 something that you mentioned now is the naira value of what we borrowed. Do you get?
Yes, we've converted it to naira.
Yes, it's the naira value of what we borrowed. So when we receive the money in the future, when we receive our own money in the future, this naira value, given the country's exchange rate, will be sufficient for us to have nailed out any foreign exchange difference that would have shocked us. Sorry for that language, but any foreign exchange rate that would have cost us, right? So we can now use that 4.7 million to settle the amount that we borrowed. You understand? Remember from what I told you from the beginning, the idea is not to make profit. The idea is to do what? To hedge your position. So we borrowed an amount, we invested that amount in our domestic currency, we earned interest on it. So that interest, given what we borrowed, we discounted using the interest rate of the foreign currency. This movement that we've done will make sure that even if there is any risk at all, it will be so which language will I use now? It will be so minute or irrelevant that we will not even feel it if it is not even equal to this our exchange, our value of 4.7 million. So our final answer. So what you write is that BMP will receive 4.7 million, whatever that value is, in 6 months. My value here is different from the value you have because of the this thing.
And what value
Because
do you
of
have
the
this?
no, you don't use my value. My value is wrong. And I think is okay. I have 429.18 366 times 1.00. I think I have 448. 448 is what I have. Is that what you guys have too?
Yes, 448.
Yes, that's the summary.
Okay, yes. So this 448 is the value you will receive in the future. So
Hello,
at
sir,
the end
please.
of it,
Hello, please.
yes, I can hear you.
Sir, please, how do we get the 448, sir?
448 is gotten by
Yes,
multiplying
I'm not,
420. Is gotten by multiplying 420 times 1.06625. That 1.06625, it means that you have taken cognizance of the interest that you will earn on the amount that you invested.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So at the bottom of your notes, you can write BMP will receive 448 in 6 months, regardless of exchange rate movement. This eliminates the exchange rate risk on the 300 million net inflow. Should I read that again?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I said,
Yes, sir,
therefore,
please. My
by
my
using the
network
money
went
market
off. I
hedge,
think it's
okay, I'm saying, therefore, by using the money market hedge, BMP will receive 448,839,455. That's the value I have. It might be different because of approximation, but it's 448,839,455 in 6 months, regardless of exchange rate movement. This eliminates the exchange rate risk in the 300 million net inflow. Therefore, by using the money market hedge, BMP will receive 448,839,455 in 6 months, regardless of exchange rate movement. This eliminates the exchange rate risk on the $300 million net inflow. So that is the interpretation. So you see that we applied the whole step. So this 448, you will use it to go and pay off the loan that he received that he took from the foreign currency, because he is eliminating that. He will liquidate that investment the same time he is receiving that money, right? So it means that instead of the 300 million to just sit there in the foreign currency and be depreciating, whatever exchange rate is taken out of that 300 million naira, interest rate is earning it for us in our domestic currency. At the end of the day, we have enough money to clear what was borrowed, and the difference, we can use it to compensate ourselves for the loss on that exchange rate. Does it make sense?
So I have a question.
Go ahead.
I'm just wondering, why are we borrowing again? Since in this case, this is a receivable. Like, I feel like he's receiving money. So what is he borrowing for?
Money is to depreciate the one you receive it now.
Ngozi, right? Oh, sorry. Thank you for asking this question. So it just reminded me of my YouTube people. So let me go back to them whether they have a similar question. 15 persons. Nobody is asking question on YouTube. Okay. Okay. So the question you are asking takes us to the very beginning. Why we are borrowing is simply because we want to hedge. The borrowing is going to help us earn interest on our own currency from our own country that will be sufficient enough for us to clear the loss or whatever this thing that we get from the exchange rates and due to exchange rate movement. So the idea is to hedge. The idea is to hedge. Inyama Caleb, you are still asking how did we get 420? Please chat your colleagues or chat me much later. Please, whoever is giving us this notes, the note I dictated, ensure you also give me with the solutions that we solved, right? Please, who will volunteer to even give us the notes? Somebody, I want somebody to say, okay, I have the full note. I took everything down. Like I said, your writing must be bold for everybody to see. Who took everything down from what we Chinyere, Oluchi,
Yes,
did you take the notes down? Do you have everything, every information?
yes, but I'm not
Somebody
sure
has,
it's that's clear. I made some translations.
okay. Or is it because you are an accounting lady, your
My
handwriting is not
handwriting
fine?
is okay, but I made some translations.
I'm joking. It's fine. It's fine. No, it's not something serious. It's fine. Okay,
I know,
so
sir.
yeah, just come into my DM. My WhatsApp, my number is on the WhatsApp, okay? Come into my DM, drop it for me. I want you to drop it for me. Don't send it to anybody in particular, so I can send to all the group. One person, please. I'm begging you. This is just the favor. So I will end the class here. My objective for today was not achieved. I was hoping to round this up in 1 hour and use 1 hour for the main class, but all good. At least some things were learned today.
Sir,
I'll
please,
see
just
you
one
all.
more thing, sir, please.
Okay.
Yes, so I'm wondering why we had to add one to the 6.225%. Like, why didn't we just
Yes,
multiply it
now
straight up?
if you multiply 6.625% by that amount, you are getting the interest rate, just the interest rate. So to increase the value of our principal, to increase the value. So if you multiply 6.625, 420, you multiply 6.625, what you don't get is just the interest. So you have to go and add that interest back to 420, which will still give you the same answer. So the idea of bringing in that 1 point is to let you know that we are increasing it. It's the incremental. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, sir,
Any other
sorry,
question?
sir, before you go, sir, please, I just want you to, I want us to illustrate in an reversed scenario. Probably you should just tell us the step one and step two. So now, sir, let's assume this thing. In this case, it is a receivable. So let's assume it is payable. Please just narrate the first step and the second steps. What we are going to do. Assuming we have 300 million receivables. Payables rather. Sorry, payables. What are we going to do, sir? Where are we going
First and
to, like,
second step.
assuming it is a payables. This one is receivables, right? So assuming it is
I get
300
your question.
million, so can you just explain the first step and the second, probably the first step, so that I will just practice it for my own end, sir. Thank you, sir.
So it's the same thing. You still borrow, right, from the foreign currency, right? Now, where the difference is not even in the first and second step, because if you look at my notes, I think the first and second step in the same is almost the same thing. So you are still borrowing in that foreign currency, converting to your domestic currency. But in this example, I said if it was payable, you will be using the ax rate, right? Not the bid rate. So you know the rate that you use to convert. You convert to your domestic currency and invest the amount in your domestic currency. Now, because you are investing that amount, where the difference is, when you invest the amount in your domestic currency, you get at the end of the investment, the maturity, you receive an amount. That amount, you will now use it. You will now use it to do a payment to your your foreign currency and your foreign counterparty, right? By doing that, you have ensured that the exchange rate difference that would have occurred based on what you pay between that period has been eliminated. So it's almost the same pattern. The only difference there is the objective. On the part of receivable, we are going to receive money that might depreciate, right? We are going to receive money that might depreciate. On the part of payable, we are going to receive money that might appreciate. So we'll be paying more than what we have. The interest rate that we have earned from what we have invested is what is acting as a compensation for the excess amount we are paying, assuming we pay today. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. So we are not going to convert to the foreign currency. We leave both at
No,
domestic.
you are not converting to the foreign. You are still taking from that foreign currency, bringing it to your country to invest it. So that interest rate that when you earn based on whether the transaction is a payable or a receivable, the interest rate is what is compensating you for that loss.
Okay.
Do you get?
Yes,
So if at the end of the day, another advantage this money market hedge has over using derivatives, you know that in derivatives, when you hedge, you must break even. Let me use that word. You must break even when you hedge with derivatives. But with this money market hedge, if things work in your favor, the investment might even earn you sufficient profit. Am I making sense? The investment might even earn you sufficient profit enough so that when you liquidate your position that you are trying to hedge, you can still have something excess. However, the chances of you having a loss is very, very low. Extremely low. But there are better chances you can even make a gain when you use money market hedge. You know, we are not using derivative contracts in this particular hedging now.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand, David?
Yes, sir. It's just like being smart. I think that's just it.
Yes. Okay.
All right. Thank you,
That
sir.
is it. Thank you very much. I'll see you all
Okay, sir,
on
please,
Wednesday.
one more thing, please. In this question, please, just this one, because I've forgotten the explanation you gave on how to identify my position if I am the one buying or the one selling. How do I identify that position in a question?
Okay, if you are receiving, it means you are the one selling, right? Because you can only sell what you have. Use that idea. If you are buying, it means if you are the payable position, it means you are the one buying, because you need to buy currency to pay what you owe. Does that answer your
Yes,
question?
sir, but in this question, it's not even saying if you're buying or you're selling. It just says expect the following payments and receipts in 6 months' time.
So it calls for you to use your idea or intuition or whatever thing that you need to use it. Just use your number 6. That's what they are trying to tell you.
The big part is a continuation of the A part. So I think she will understand it if she read it from the A part.
Okay, read it from the A part, but I don't think it's entirely a continuation. It's only a continuation because it is the same company, but it is entirely different transaction, different hedging strategy, different question, different approach. So if you read the whole questions, fine, but I think you just get the idea that it's the same company, but it's different approach. Then this C is something you should just do. It's not difficult to discuss 2 advantage and 2 disadvantage. What I used to do in ICANN, you can do it too. If they tell you to answer 6 questions and you can only answer 5, right? Just look, for instance, like this question now. I'm not saying you should not attempt it if you don't have the time or this thing. Just look at this simple question. You know what you can do. And you know the answer to this simple one, just write it. It's an attempt, right? I believe everyone here does it. So if you cannot answer all the questions, just attempt any simple one. At least don't leave any mark on the floor. So you just take these 4 points. So this one is for you, is your bonus answer. Your bonus question, go and answer it. I know everybody knows this, so I'm not going to stress myself on it. This is where I draw the curtains. Thank you very much for today. We'll see you on Wednesday.
Thank you, sir. God bless you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. God
Thank
bless
you,
you.
sir. Thank you, sir.
It's a wonderful that you thank you.
Clap for yourself. Nice. No, you don't clap for yourself again. Yay. Hungry.